Like I say, it's a testament to his greatness because as kids, we didn't know. It's blurry to us. We sitting up there like, oh my God.
I knew he was like how huge of a superstar he was back then, but damn, I ain't know it was that crazy.
I'm gonna say like it used to be back when wrestling first started. It used to be a clear hero and a clear villain, but then like in the 90s, like we talked about how Hulk Hogan did it. You start getting these anti-heroes, dog. Shout out to whoever or Trish Stratus's stylist was. Oh.
Y'all niggas wild.
No.
Elite.
You gotta. It's the thing though. He was heavily influenced by Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff.
What's up, y'all? It's that one dude. Dude Rag Rico.
I was not expecting that shit.
Y'all niggas are something else, man.
Hey, that's paying homage though. Low key.
It is.
Yeah, man, it's that one dude. Dude Rag Rico. Pass it off to that one dude with the dreads.
What it is, everybody. It's your boy K-Con, aka the most controversial gamer of all time. Passing over to the man, the myth, the legend.
Also known as the Blitzball Bandit, G-Knight, and passing it over to the SSG. He know what that means.
Stealth school graduate, man. Most tactical. Your boy Dope B. What's happening?
That is the squad of the Shut My Dope podcast. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. We got us something special today. We going on a side quest. A side quest where we're going to focus on one topic. On this episode, we're going to focus on this Vince McMahon documentary that just dropped on Netflix. And I must say, I tuned in. I'm a fan. Most of us grew up in wrestling, different degrees of deepness in it. You know what I'm saying? We some of us highly invested, some of us caught a glance. Some of the waves are just too big to miss. But yeah, the basis of the documentary starts off with Vince McMahon, childhood, a quick explanation of it, showed how he was as a teen, who he grew up, who influenced him when it came to wrestling. Of course, his father is a pivotal figure in it, ended up getting the company from his father, ended up breaking rules and everything that his father had established, and ended up taking over the entire wrestling industry and being one of the biggest promoters in history.
Nigga, did you just sum up everything?
Like a quick summary.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
There's some vital details, but yeah, just a quick one.
Like,
Just a
yeah.
quick one.
But yeah, like that's just for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We're about to get ready to just talk about whatever we want to talk about. I guess you could say spoiler warning.
Man, if you ain't watched it by now,
Man,
ain't no
if
fucking
y'all
spoiler.
wrestling fans and y'all ain't seen that documentary by now, dog, you got a problem.
Hey, they might be locked
Yeah.
up.
Ain't no excuses, dog.
Might be listening to this from the penitentiary on the penitentiary phone. But you
you
should have
got
Got a
Netflix.
free trial.
You should have Netflix on your
You got
phone.
Netflix.
Trial on Netflix, dog. You could have had that mother watched.
But yeah,
but
man.
man, you got TVs and everything, man. Come on now.
I'm gonna say, man, when y'all first stepped into this documentary, I'm gonna start off with K-Con. K-Con, man, how did you feel when you first stepped in?
I was wanting to see some shit that I'd never seen before.
Did this have like any exclusives that you ain't never seen?
I mean, other than his background story, that's the only thing. But everything else, you kind of know of because it played out. You just didn't know why he came up with it or what led to him going that direction. And I thought that was a nice thing. Kind of bringing up that information, the background, to understand why the hell he decided to go this route with this storyline. I don't want to spoil anything just yet. Get into it.
What you mean, dog? Go ahead, man. I say go ahead.
Man, fuck the spoiler.
The time is finna go. The time is gonna go by fast. You talking about getting into it?
Let it go.
You talking about getting into it?
So how like Triple H and Stephanie McMahon got together.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention.
He thought that was fake.
I thought that was fake. I didn't know they was actually married.
Dog.
Yeah, for a long time, I
Like,
never
skit.
like I knew, but I didn't know at that time the
didn't.
early part of it.
I think
But I
what
knew
you
there was
seen,
something later.
I think what you seen on the show, I think that was fake. You know, because it showed him like drugging her and then going to
Drive-in.
Going to a
place
chapel,
was,
the
drive-in.
drive-in chapel in Vegas.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
basically marrying her while she was knocked out.
Dog.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, as a youngin, when I seen it, I thought it was real. It
Dog.
was like, oh no,
That
that was just part of the story.
like to me, dog, that's a testament to Vince's greatness. It's
Crazy.
It is psychotic. It's
I
definitely
mean, he's
something.
sadistic at the same time.
You gotta
like,
be psychotic to push things that far to be like, yeah, he's gonna drug my daughter, and then drive her. Yeah, come on. Or Triple H, he
Bro,
got some.
even-
He got some of that in him too, because it was part of his idea too.
Yeah, well, it was.
It's collab. Yeah, they
talking about
collabed on
the
it.
rapist type shit. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Crazy.
It's like I say, it's a testament to his greatness because as kids, we didn't know. It's blurry to us. We sitting up there like, oh my God. I remember being so mad because I looked at Test as a hero, the good boyfriend about to get married.
No, I did too, man.
Hey, Test was he was the cool guy. He had the little Test. That was his song and shit. I can't
never liked that nigga, man.
No, he had like the big boot was his finisher, dog. He used to kick people in the face like extra hard, make them slide. But yeah, man, I remember being
Rest
so
in peace to that man, though.
rest in peace. Oh man, I remember seeing the compilation of RIPs. Oh my God. But yeah, man, I remember being like, oh my God, Stephanie got kidnapped and all that stuff, right? And then she ended up smiling with Triple H. Yeah, man.
Through your mind or through a
See,
loop.
this
Like,
that's
what the fuck?
that's when wrestling had our souls, dog. that's religiously tuning in every week. When it ends with her and Triple H looking up and smiling, and then you show that little copyright letter in the bottom corner, then it just go off. You can't tell me you're not ready for next week. You can't tell me you're not ready.
I know this ain't part of the conversation right now, but that shit used to break my heart every time the show would end. That shit broke my heart because I couldn't get pay-per-views. So I gotta wait till the next Thursday. I can't watch Monday Night Raw. That shit on cable.
They gonna show you some little screenshots.
Yeah,
they gonna show you some screenshots
of all the way to next Thursday. And it's like, oh man, so this what happened at this event.
Dog, to be
Beat
honest,
the shit out of him.
I didn't know. Back then, I didn't know that it was completely different like episodes and sagas that I was missing out on because I had regular TV too, just watching Thursday night. It was Thursday night SmackDown. That's what we had. If you had regular TV, you were watching Thursday night SmackDown.
UPN.
And like I didn't know that it was like a bunch of stuff that I was missing out on. It would probably show like I think they knew that and considered that. That's why you would see like a little snippet in the beginning. Like earlier this week, you guys should have seen or like last week on Backlash, la 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 la. Like, they'll give us like a quick rundown. If you want to tune in, you just had to catch it live.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
I used to always miss the movie.
Back then, them pay-per-views used to cost you like $60 just to watch.
Definitely.
If you have like it wasn't like streaming services to show them.
No, not at all.
See, if you wanted to watch it, you had to call your cable provider.
I had some cousins that had the chip
$60
in the cable box. Shout out to them.
No.
Oh, they was getting it for free.
That's all I can say. All it cost us was a drive. It just cost us a drive. That's all. Just a drive.
That'd be a hot $60 just to watch Backlash, WrestleMania, all that, SummerSlam, all of that stuff.
And then the themes were just being honest from today, even though they went back to a certain era, themes were way better. Way, way better.
When you say themes, what do you mean? Like the music?
Or the pay-per-views. No, the pay-per-view events. The themes were just
You talking about like the names of them and like the whole aesthetic of them?
Yeah, all that. Themes are set up.
Only one I can think of right now is Hell in the Cell. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's a
You had
match.
some pay-per-views that had like specific matches that they would only play during those pay-per-views.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
Like
Elimination
that
Chamber
one,
was a pay-per-view.
that one right there became its own thing, but it was called New Year's Revolution at the time.
Oh, that's what you
Something
meant by
like
thing.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what it was called. So like when they first brought in the Elimination Chamber, it was at the top of the year, and it was called New Year's Resolution, and that's where the Elimination Chamber match would be held. And it was mainly a Raw because at the time events were split by brand. Today they all together, but I think like Backlash was a SmackDown event.
Backlash was just
And
Backlash, dog. What
It was
it?
like before they
nah,
split,
it was split.
before they did the
Oh,
split, like everybody had their own pay-per-views.
oh,
Like
Raw
the
and SmackDown
pay-per-views
had
was
different
split
pay per
too.
views.
Yeah, they had separate
Yeah.
pay-per-views.
And it's like I think the only time they actually
Pay-per-view.
connected them was like Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah.
I think that
That's
was
the
it.
main. That's the
And
main three
the New Year's one. Those were like the only times
because
you see them together.
yeah, because like I say, back in the day, you were on certain promotions or certain certain promotion for certain events on certain whatever you watching. So like if you was on Raw, you'll probably see, damn, what's that one event? Damn, I forgot that whole Armageddon. You'll see Armageddon coming from Raw, and then boom, you'll see
I
SmackDown
remember.
talking about some other event. I keep saying event, main event. I think it was like Bad Blood at the time or some shit like that.
SmackDown would have like
I,
Great American Bash
I
or
think
something
they
like
did
Yeah,
that because they
I
wanted to make
remember
sure
that.
that if you was keeping up, like say if you was watching regular TV and they was just promoting whatever SmackDown was on, they would be like, all right, so the SmackDown viewers would be able to keep up with the storylines on that. Boom.
well, you gotta remember too. There was different levels. So like SmackDown at the time was a B show. It was done on
Ooh,
Tuesday.
ooh, that sucked.
It was a B show. It wasn't the A side of the like a card or something like that. Where
Yeah.
all the big name talents.
I,
So everybody was at Raw.
I think it depends on because a lot of this stuff happened because of the competition. Like Monday Night Nitro is competition with Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And shit, I don't know.
Oh, that was man, that
Well,
was in there.
remember SmackDown was
God.
always on Tuesdays, but it was pre-recorded and it got showed on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think they wanted to hit him with the 1-2 punch throughout the week. And that's what like part of the them like murdering in ratings when it came to them versus the competition.
Yeah.
It just started getting like,
I mean-
yeah, we got 2 shows. And then with
But you gotta
like
give
if like it showed up.
They kind of took that from WCW.
well, that's all I was gonna say. You gotta give Eric Bischoff a lot of credit for what he did.
I mean, yeah. Like he was saying that even when he was talking about NWO influence, they the ones who started all this, and then you see him pop up with D-Generation X. Like,
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
that
just
was his answer.
just like that. But like, it's certain things that happen that we witnessed right on time. Like we witnessed The Rock become the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Like you see him go from being like you just see him with the little feathers and stuff on his arms, skipping out there, smiling, looking all happy, getting booed.
Just rocking.
I
That's all he was.
remember watching TV. Rocky sucks. Rocky sucks.
God, I remember that.
I remember like I think it was a wrestling game called WWE Attitude on PlayStation. The crowd, The Rock was not like the biggest star on there was Stone Cold. Stone Cold was on the front cover. The Rock was just a character on the side. Rocky sucks. If you play the game, you hear the crowd yelling that. But by the time I think about a year after that, SmackDown is like named after what The Rock be saying. What am I lay at the smack it down? Like whenever that shit happened, the rest of them PlayStation games for about like 4 or 5 games was named after The Rock catchphrases. You got WWE SmackDown. SmackDown, just bring it. Like all
SmackDown, Know Your Role.
know
I
your
think Bring the
SmackDown.
Pain was Brock Lesnar though.
yeah.
Here Comes the Pain. That was
Who
Brock
did
Lesnar.
Shut Your Mouth?
Shut your mouth.
That was Rock.
The
That was The
Rock.
Rock.
Like we witnessed that, and like even with stuff like that, is like that just shows like the ideas that you got to lean into. Like one thing that Vince, to bring it back to him, one thing that he was good at was reading us, reading our reactions, and
Definitely.
like pivoting. Like the pivot game is insane when it comes to Vince, because he started off being like, let's see, he got into the industry just being, he started off as what, a commentator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
he started like where we know like the legends Jerry Lawler and JR, like we know them. That's what he was doing. They said that he was boring. He said his voice just wasn't dynamic enough. And then he started going to being like what they call it? What Michael Cole do, interviewing wrestlers and stuff like that. I don't even know if it's a name for it. I'm not tripping. Like he started
like backstage interviews.
Yeah, backstage with the mic, holding the mic in front of him, like looking like,
Yeah.
like he not fucking with Mean Gene when it come to that. But like if you look at Vince's demeanor back then, he was so green. He was so green back then. It's like, and like
I'm like, damn, man, look how
He had a
different you look,
television. Yeah, he had that more I want to be presentable for television type shit.
man.
and you know what?
Uh,
You know, like they say that when he was younger. They said it when he was younger, like, you know what I'm saying, that he was like a rebel, like he was a bad boy in school. So I think he tried to straighten up because he met his dad later in life and he wanted to be as like civilized as
Right.
possible for his pops. So that's what that straight face, like blue collar Vince looked like, young Vince. But
cleaned
then,
and everything.
yeah, like like he was so proper and shit, and so I guess like maintained, you could say. And then like slowly, like over time, like it started cracking into like what's really inside, what's really off up in there, like a mix of everything, a mix of the civilized side, a mix of the uncivilized, a mix of like the craziness and shit like that. Because like one of the first things he said his pop said was, "Don't be going into other people's territories."
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And he said, "Watch this."
He said, "Hey, we on TV. Hey, we on
Trying to be
TV."
the best.
He was like, "I don't give a fuck about these non-realistic rules y'all made. Like, I'm finna cross every line I can."
Looking crazy, dog. He started
Like, I'm trying to do it all, man.
started buying them commercials. Started saying people's names that worked with the other companies. Started making them offers. Started, hey, y'all finna be wrestling for some people like tonight in like a little ass, you know what I'm saying, in like a little ass ring, you know, with the ropes and shit. Come be on TV. Become a star.
Nah, it was smart.
Fucking
Then he
crazy,
do crossover events from different promoters. He'll bring on certain wrestlers from different promotions.
I'm pretty
before they
sure
actually signed to WWF
I'm pretty
at
sure
the
he
time.
ended up
That
buying.
was like that was the beginning, like the beginning of him taking over the company.
Yeah, part of the
Yeah.
takeover was like,
I think
I'm pretty.
that's how he came across. I think that's how he came across Dusty Rhodes.
That's how he came
Yeah,
across
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
I
Everybody.
mean, like as far as like
Well, early on, yeah.
Yeah, like I would say everybody got caught up in the sweep. Cause it was like I'm like in my head, I'm seeing him start talking. Some people they didn't. Some people stayed stiff with it. They was like, "Man, I'm gonna keep doing my own shit." But some people was like, "Shit, we can work something out." Shit,
Yeah, you gotta think about you gotta think about this too. That brand wasn't what it was at that time either. That was a independent type promotion, and because you know they had all the other ones out there that were pretty popular that people was really
What you talking about,
recognizable
WWF?
about. Yeah, like you know it wasn't as big at all
I
at
mean-
that time. He was taking
I want to say what really pushed it is like back then, it was the stars that pushed it. Like if you had like, I don't know, if you just had a game changer type star, like how like Ric Flair and them and shit was back then, especially when you got like
yeah.
Andre the Giant, then when you could make a rivalry, like when they made Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan, like how big that was, like
Yeah.
still iconic to this day. And
We
like
coming for you.
you know, yeah, you know, back
Well,
then, back then, it probably wasn't that much money in the business, but being a star was like value more than making money back then.
Well, that's what I was saying. He would, the bigger stars from the other promotions that were big were slowly going to him. Because I was like, back at that time, you going to WWF was like, fuck, I'm not going over there. I'm finna stay here. I'm finna stay in this company. We've been doing this for the last 2 years.
I mean, yeah, it was sometimes the loyalty would help, but a lot of times,
that money was calling.
That money, that publicity. These dudes here got Hulk Hogan got a motherfucking cartoon. And we just seen him off up in the movie and shit. Like it was like crazy shit happening. Like
nigga had cartoons, action figures, dolls, games.
Come on, man. And you guys,
that nigga was
speaking of Hulk Hogan, man. I knew he was like how huge of a superstar he was back then, but damn, I ain't know it was that crazy. Because they was talking about how like when Hogan left and went to WCW, how distraught Vince was over that.
Heartbreak.
Because of everything Hogan did. I was like, damn.
Leak ain't gonna listen to this part.
I'm like, man, I kind of feel your heartbreak.
Shouts.
Hey, we don't like that, man. Shout out to the homie, but hey.
I mean, you got to give that man his credit.
You cannot.
He carried that shit on his back. He carried that shit.
Deny his greatness,
and that's all they had. Think about it. Vince didn't come up with anything else down the line, and you put all your chips on him.
Come on,
he just
dog.
left.
It's
Company
like
would have folded probably.
But like they said, the reason he left because I think audience was getting like tired of it. Like
it was the same old gimmick.
Your pivot,
like,
pivot game
the
gotta
hero,
be up.
the good boy.
Yeah,
this was like
nothing to lose. That's what happened to the MCU. Oops.
He was like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Nigga throwing shots.
I heard that.
Nah, I'm throwing the truth. Hey, that's why people say Superman is boring.
Hell yeah.
They had to pull out some
exactly
kryptonite.
What they said, dog. I think that's exactly what they said. They said he was like the Superman. He wasn't losing. Like every time you needed somebody to be taken out, like storyline wise, they would put him against Hogan. Hogan would whoop him.
Now let them make a movie like Injustice. Oh wait, never mind. Let me stop. Let me stop pivoting.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it pretty much happened because NWO Hulk Hogan with the little black patch inside the blonde beard. That's part like when Superman turned like with the red eyes and shit right there. That's Hulk. That's what happened.
Yeah, like when that happened, it was like, oh my God, he turned the hero into a villain. This dude been playing the hero for years, decades even.
And the funny thing is,
how is this gonna work?
Like, it's so funny because, like, what was you about to say, W?
That shit caught fire real quick.
It's like, I'm gonna say, like, it used to be back when wrestling first started. It used to be a clear hero and a clear villain. Like, you talk trash if you're a villain. And if you like a hero, you just like win and put your hands up and everybody just be cheering. But then like in the 90s, like we talk about how Hulk Hogan did it. You start getting these anti-heroes, dog. And it's like to be able to walk that line, like it happened on accident. Cause when we see like Stone Cold flipping people off and shit like that, cussing.
Anti-hero.
But we love that shit. Like we like we love that shit. Like you start doing shit when you start copying off these wrestlers, you finna get in trouble at school. When you flip that teacher off.
Stone Cold said so.
That got you in trouble at school, man.
Hell yeah. Like when you start doing this.
That and DX.
When you started telling people to suck it.
That was the worst.
Fucking crazy, dog. It was like crazy that you could walk that line, but I think that was like part of some people would be strict about it. They be trying to hold up, I guess you could say, certain traditions. Hey man, he's a baby face. He shouldn't be talking like that, man. But people like Vince.
Vince was like, nah, man.
He was like,
damn.
He said, you know what?
He's gonna be the crowd favorite and be edgy.
He said, "You know what? I'm finna step in this motherfucker, and I'm finna make sure he stay a face because I'm gonna be the motherfucking heel." You ain't never seen a face like this. You ain't never seen a face that's cussing people out, that's finna beat up their own boss, that's finna give a stone cold stunner to his boss's wife. It is
his whole family caught one.
It is like
It's hilarious.
I think the Mr. McMahon persona, as they call it, gave Vince like a vehicle for like all like any type of frustration or anything that he had to get out of the way. Like when it came to, I don't know, like it gave him certain freedoms. That's
the
what
most insane shit that I seen was him involving his actual wife in the shit, and she didn't. She wanted to be a part of it.
Are you talking about with her and Trish?
That's what killed me.
Not even that, but her being a part of the fucking
companies, like being part of it. Period. That's
no, I'm talking about like getting stone cold stunned. I don't know if she got stunned or not.
She did.
Her getting involved like that.
She had that little head neck lean stunner. Yeah, she did it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Linda McMahon for being a trooper.
Yeah.
A real
she
trooper.
said like she was willing to do whatever. You know, she just said she didn't want to act or be a part of any of the other stuff, but she wouldn't do anything else. For the company, but she still got involved.
She is really a ride or die because word on the street was like when Vince first bought the company from his pops, and he said, "Hey, if you could get this much money, you could buy it." Word on the street, like I think that was like Shane, like saying stuff like they had put up the house, they were putting up getting all types of loans and stuff. They was trying to get as much, like they was just putting everything on the line. No, that was for WrestleMania. My bad. Yeah, for that first WrestleMania, they was putting up all their own money, all their own assets and everything. And they was like, man, if that shit don't go, if it don't go, like. If it don't do, yeah. If it's not successful, should they put all their chips into it, and that shit like exploded. But yeah, that's what you call like ride or die right there. She's like, all right, let's get it. Like both of them.
Now, what's wild about that is when they first met, wasn't she the rich one? Nah. Let me say she was richer than him.
Nah, she had.
Or she came from. They both came from wealthy families, right?
I don't even know.
Middle class. Nah, they were just regular middle class people. They ain't had no money like that. They met when they was like 16.
Teenagers.
Shit, me too.
Teenagers. Yeah, Vince Pops give me the impression that he followed that Shaq philosophy. We ain't rich. I'm rich.
I'm rich.
When his kids tried to say, yeah, we got this, we got that, we got this.
I got $200.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Shout out to Friday. But yeah, man,
I got 200.
That's a real ride or die right there, man. Shout out to Linda for that. To be honest, the whole McMahon family, that four piece, Stephanie, Shane, Stephanie, Shane, and Linda, along with Vince, because I think I don't know if I said this on like a past episode or something before, but Shane, like the stunts that he was involved in.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Sing it.
Come on.
Go ahead.
I don't even know what you referencing.
Man, you know exactly what I'm referencing.
I have no clue. I'm blanking right now. I'm blanking.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Nah. If you talking about that's Vince intro song, Shane is here comes the money.
Oh yeah, here comes the fucking money. Yeah, that shit.
The money. But yeah, like I just
found
out
the little skippity.
Yeah, happy as hell. I just found out that I don't know why, but in my head at the beginning of Vince's theme song, the Mr. McMahon theme song, I always thought it said, "No chance, that's what you got." Like, that's what I always thought that shit said. No chance, that's what you got. But, shout out to Leak.
You looked it up, didn't you?
He said that it said some other shit. I don't even know what it said because that shit's still stuck in my head. Hey, Dope, you know what it said?
What's it, man?
I don't think nobody ever knew what the fuck
when
it
the
said.
song say that, when the song say that first sentence, you know what it was said? Or
Do.
What you got?
Do.
Don't be trying to remember.
He see, man, mine fit. My shit fit into the melody. That's what you got. Shout out to anybody listening, man. Hopefully y'all can put that shit in the comments. Hey, man, somebody correct. Help me. Help me.
What was the second part of that though? I know it, but I'm not gonna say the words right.
Getting hit by Sing Too Strong. I don't even know, man.
What?
Thinking too long, yeah. Or something. I'm about to say.
One fine ass piece of meat. I don't even know, man.
All right.
No chance.
Oh no, man. Hey,
the lyrics right here.
Hey, special.
Wait. Is he saying no chance in hell or no chance at all?
He finna read the lyrics out, man. Hey, what you got?
Nah, he said the first line after no chance.
Yeah.
It's actually up against a machine too strong.
Ooh, I was close.
Politicians want souls from us are puppets. That's what he said.
Puppets.
Puppets. One funny thing.
And it's no chance in hell or no chance at all.
Nah, no chance in hell.
Shout out to whoever.
No chance
Shout out to the dude who performed that song. I felt the passion. Didn't even know what he was saying.
Shout out to Jim Johnson.
Hard.
Jim Johnston, legend.
And
Made a lot of their music.
shout out to whoever or Trish Stratus's stylist was.
Oh.
Y'all niggas wild.
No.
Elite.
This is the truth. Whoever did that hair, who had it like sitting right there over the shoulder, behind the back, all that.
Like she was young again.
The posture was just perfect. That's all I can say. The posture was queenly.
Elite.
Take a sip.
Sheesh.
Y'all niggas are something else, man.
Gulp.
Oh, you drinking it warm or cold? It don't matter to you.
No, man, you gotta have it. Never warm. That shit crazy.
Y'all some freaks, man.
Them jugs.
Nah,
Them jugs had that long milk in them.
Nah, she
long milk.
she was stunning to me when I first see it. Like at first, G was like, "Man, watch, you gonna see it." Then when I seen it, it was like pianos and shit started playing in the background. Like, oh, I was like, God damn. But yeah, man. Speaking of those storylines, dog, Vince with the Vince with the freaky storylines, man. That shit started getting like.
A little crazy.
At first it was
crazy.
First it was like, okay, the attitude is gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be taking some risks, gonna be getting a little kinky sometimes. You know, you got the bra and panties matches. But then when it started ending up with like Linda being comatose?
Yep.
Pushing her around in the chair and shit.
In the wheelchair. Yeah.
That's when he started being like, man, this shit is like as kids, like I said,
shit going way too far.
We didn't know it was going too far. We was just like, man,
we did not. And we just watching this shit.
Man, look at her, man. She's stuck.
She on mute. She don't say shit.
She can't move.
She ain't talk. She ain't blink. What is going on?
And she stayed there when in a committed role. She's a great actress. She said she didn't want to be. She's great.
I think like it's kind of funny when you orchestrate everything to be like, I need y'all to think that I'm bad. Because like during that moment, I'm like looking at Vince like he just like anytime he show up, like anytime he show up,
like
look at him. Like especially when he do that wobbly walk down the Titantron.
Strut.
Yeah, dumbass arms swinging shit.
Yeah, the strut looking left and right, smiling, smirking.
Strut. Yeah,
he just smirked the whole time. But it's so.
I always want that nigga to trip. I always want him to trip.
So what did you think when, like, of course there's YouTube videos everywhere, but when he got mad and he ran down to the ring and blew his quads out?
Oh, bro. See, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't know what the fuck happened.
Nobody knew until like YouTube videos and shit pointed it out.
Both of them?
Yes.
Both of them.
Yes, hey, both of them.
But
right
imagine Imagine being like a wrestler backstage. You know, everybody tuned in like to make sure they know what's happening, to see what cues is up and shit like that. And then, you know, you used to Vince being the coach. Hey, you make sure you do this. Don't fuck up, all right? And then he come up in there and fuck all the way up. He's sitting up there in the corner of the ring yelling, but he can't move because them shits is torn.
Bro, if I was a wrestler on that roster back in the day, nigga, I'd be dying laughing.
I would be on the floor rolling.
I might get fired, but shit.
I'm about to say, no, you wouldn't, because the cameras would be rolling.
It would be fucking.
I'm backstage.
Yeah, backstage, you could do whatever.
Don't they have cameras backstage too?
I mean, but that's only for promo.
Some cases, yeah, they do.
Like that's
In
for promo.
some cases.
And most of them, I think, is pre-recorded. I'm pretty sure they're pre-recorded because I want to say after, you know, like especially like when you got like the Owen Hart tragedies and stuff. I think they had to start relaxing on all the live stuff because they was like, man, if some stuff like that happen again, like the roughness of everybody like trying to like I don't know, trying to go through with the events and stuff and keep up a certain character.
I still think that was a setup, but don't listen to me.
Nah, they still do live. Everything live.
No,
it's been live.
What happened to him?
I think it would be like a delay at least. Like it's a natural delay when you do stuff.
I mean,
live
probably
anyway.
a good 2-second delay, but you know, Raw always been Raw. Raw always been live. SmackDown just recently became live. I think a year or two ago, maybe.
That shit crazy, man.
Longer than that.
Nah, they used to. I'm pretty sure, even though it was pre-recorded, they used to always say live with a sold out crowd. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, most of the time it was about giving the impression rather than it being the reality.
Yeah.
Like live with a sold out crowd, and if you look at that camera angle the right way, you'll see like a big ass blank spot up there in the crowd. All right, sold out crowd. All right, whatever.
Blacked out.
Yeah.
I wonder how they never fucked up on the date, especially recording. Because, like,
What do you mean?
Nikki, you record, well, like SmackDown, it was on Tuesdays. But they will always say, welcome to Thursday Night SmackDown. And they'll always say Thursday.
If you plan it out, and like one thing that I didn't realize, dog, is these dudes is wrestling every day. But they record sometimes.
Well, you got your house shows, and you got your main shows that you got to
That
record for, but your house shows are different.
That shit is insane to me. So I'm sitting up here thinking, like, you got some days, the days that ain't recording, you just pretty much rehearsing. And like, especially in these days when everybody got phones and stuff, you start seeing like stuff pop up. Like dudes that's supposed to be rivals in storylines kicking it or like up in the ring, dapping each other up, like good fight, good match, and shit like that. And then when like you start seeing shit like that, it's like big ass eye openers. That's like what the hell was that?
What the hell was that?
My bad. Phone ain't on mute.
Oh.
Yeah, man. That's like whenever you see stuff like that, it's like I love everything that happened, especially like what I grew up with wrestling. But then I started being like, I gotta take it for what it is. They took like whatever it is now, I can't look at it the same anymore. I can't look at it the same. And then you start seeing like
you didn't love it like that, then, nigga. You didn't love it like that.
Nah, it's just like when you take the veil off.
Because if you love wrestling, nigga, you still loving that shit to this day.
It ain't the same. Like I look at it more like, all right, everybody finna put in that work. Who putting in work? If I see like Jeff Hardy still doing swanton bombs and shit like that, I respect it. I see.
Bro, he still wrestles.
If I see characters execute like good ass ideas and you still working that motherfucking microphone, pause.
Very much of a pause.
Then yeah, like I'll say like one of the last things that I seen that caught my attention when The Rock made that comeback entrance where they had that big ass lightning strike go down the whole big ass Titantron screen and he was sitting there at the end of it. Then he started like tapping his arm and shit to show the goosebumps and shit. I was like,
oh yeah.
That shit was fucking fire.
But you don't watch wrestling today, man, so you don't understand what's going on.
Like I said, that's the last thing they called me. I ain't saying I'm dedicated
Come on,
to it
man.
again.
You gotta watch it, man. You gotta know.
I ain't saying I'm dedicated. My era of like being tuned in religiously is done, but I'll let you
I
have it,
can't
K
let it
Cut.
go, man.
I'll let you
I
have
can't
it,
let
K
don't
Cut.
be don't just put me on myself. Don't be still watch and go to events.
Hey man. I never said nothing was wrong with that, man.
I don't catch the shows every week. Like
Oh, never
I
mind.
used
K
to,
Con by itself, never mind.
but nah, hold on. I still keep track of them through social media. And I do still go to them events if I get the chance to.
Like I said, I missed the one Raw event in Dallas. So I was hurt. I was hurt.
You was hurt.
I seen
Do
them
we
SmackDown
consider
videos.
wrestling a sport?
Yeah,
You gotta have some sort of athlete.
Bro,
It's a
like-
skill
do
set.
that
It's a
shit,
skill set involved.
but the thing, like, we gotta be respectful to the game. Like they do hurt them fucking self. Even though shit is rehearsed and shit, it's still a sport.
I'll say this,
You
G.
still,
I'll say
still
this.
gotta be in shape.
I'll say this,
Definitely.
G. To me, I'm gonna say it's a sport, but it's not like any like traditional sport, wins and losses. It is about like your score in that is, can you make an impact? That's your win. If you can make an impact.
The crowd reacting. It's the crowd reacting to what you're doing.
We had a
They
dude
listen to you when you grab the mic.
like as a kid, I think everybody was like trying to be so iconic. Like in that Attitude Era, everybody was trying to be so iconic that I remember characters. I just remember a whole roster. I'd be like, I remember Al Snow, like with that little ass head running around everywhere. And then I remember like the Godfather doing like the whole train coming down to the ring with like just a bunch of horse. And then like you remember people like Billy Gunn. His name was Mr. Ass.
The badass.
Cause I'm an ass man. Like shit, like man. I just remember these
I always
theme
thought
songs.
that gimmick was trash, but that was just me. I always thought that gimmick was trash.
This shit is stuck in my head, dog. Like dudes coming out with bathrobes, Val Venus and shit. Of course, people remember Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty and dog.
You look fly today.
Come
Dog,
on,
you can't lie and say you ain't try to hit that dance, yo.
Come on,
Hell
dog.
yeah.
Well, who has
Nigga,
it?
the worm?
Who has
Come
it?
on, man. I wish
That
people
goddamn worm.
people should do that like the electric slide, the whole dance. Play it at the club. You don't know. They don't know. They don't know what the streets is.
Yeah.
Hit that shit like the electric slide.
Nigga,
that
they
shit
play
like
that
the electric
song
slide.
in a club. Nigga, I promise you, nigga, the club, they turn it up.
I hit that step.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I give
Play
me
that
some
shit
I'm on
shades.
the
Jim.
flow.
I need some
Play
shades.
that
Dog, that shit also shows, dog, how open-minded, like willing to experiment with anything. Like back in the day, they used to be like, all right, we want everybody to just be swole as fuck. That's all you need. If you got dudes that look like bodybuilders, that's it. But then you start finding out, hey, it's more to this shit than just being big as hell. Well, you got people with like these personalities. Shit, you could have somebody that look obese or something be like one of the top contenders in wrestling and shit like that. Like it's about like shit start getting dog. Like when like
Bro.
if you start thinking about some of the most unique wrestlers, like I'm gonna say
Mick
like
Foley.
uniquely, yeah. Well, you got people like Mick Foley but Foley had like multiple personas in wrestling. You had Dude
Cactus
Love,
Jack, like
Cactus Jack, Mankind, one of the most iconic wrestlers
Mankind.
ever, dog.
So that was the same person.
Yeah.
Because I always look as a kid, I never knew that. I never knew that.
Gee, a lot of wrestlers are the same people just with different names.
Yeah, what I did
of
realize was Ultimate Warrior was Sting, right? Or was it the other way around?
Oh no. That was two different
Steve,
They look similar.
Or was it brother or his mate or something? I don't know.
I don't even know if they was related like that.
when you say mate, what the
But
fuck?
I think Sting did.
Roommate, colleague. This nigga is ignorant. When you say mate,
So you said, man, what the
when you say underage, how old are we talking? Looking at
What?
yeah, that shit.
Yeah, man.
No, I think Sting was just inspired by him. You know, the face paint and all that shit.
Definitely.
Oh,
Face paint, bright colors, and all that shit.
shit. Goldust too. Didn't Goldust have a son or a relative on there? with him?
Gold Dust is Dusty
His
Rhodes'
brother?
son.
Nigga,
Dusty Rhodes. Okay.
Cody
Something like
Rhodes?
that.
Brother Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is his brother, but Gold Dust is Dusty Rhodes' son.
Mm.
With the zest.
Never liked
The
him.
Rhodes
Never liked him.
family. Hey, he legendary.
He had this
Dude,
crazy ass
that's
chop
awesome.
move on the games that I used to abuse. Like if you chop a nigga, he fall down, but you could do it fast enough to where they don't finish the fall, so you keep chopping them across the ring. It's crazy as hell.
I think on SmackDown,
really
I
happy.
used to hate fighting him. Just because of how he looked. I didn't like his appearance.
Oh man.
I hated when they brought in fucking Stardust, but I'm happy Cody Rhodes got his own shit. Stardust shit was not it. That shit was not it. Just my opinion. It wasn't it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Quick shout out to Cody Rhodes, man.
Shout-
Saying that he left, came back.
Shout out to
now he
Cody.
at the top.
For continuing the
top
legacy.
Of the list, top of the tier list right now.
Yeah, that shit beautiful, man. That shit
I
beautiful.
was going back, looking at like from when he first came in. I was like, dude, this dude been through a lot of gimmicks, yo.
Hell yeah.
He like did all of those gimmicks the best he could. Like he made all of them shits work. Like the whole like dashing era that he was doing, to where he didn't want to get hit in the face, but every
Yeah, where
match
they
had
goddamn-
somebody smacking him in the face. And he would freak out.
Duh, what years was this? This must have been
Bro, this-
after that era.
I can
Like
remember.
early
I wanna
like
say it's
08, 07?
No, it had to be after that.
That by the time I was gone.
Because he was on Raw
Probably-
at the time, I think.
I'm gonna say like 2013, 2014.
Was it around that time?
Something like that.
Like, because didn't he get into it Evolution?
Evolution is a mystery.
Yeah, them niggas. I think that was when he first came in. So it was like, Cody Rhodes, next generation superstar, yada yada. And then they was like, oh, we should pair him with Randy Orton.
Almost the same way how they did The Rock when he first started, right?
And then his pops wrestled. And then it was like, oh, Ted DiBiase Jr., he came in and his pops wrestled. So it was like, oh, let's just put them together.
Oh, I hated that. nigga.
Generational talents.
Yeah.
Generational talents, they called
I
them.
think that was like 2010, 2011.
Him and what's that nigga name? Jack Swagger or Jack Stagger? I hated that.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about him.
But that man, Cody Rhodes, he like took every gimmick and wanted to excel at that one. He didn't care what it was.
Nah, he just trying to make sure that legacy continued on.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he's the next Ash Ketchum.
is Cody a face right now?
But
Yeah.
yeah,
That nigga
like the
WWE,
man, he like
that nigga's on top right
basically
now.
got the hero role right now.
Yeah. So
I'm afraid how they finna do him in the next couple of months.
So-
I want him to do him dirty.
yeah.
so like when The Rock was like beating him on the ground and shit like that, that was Rock turning face. I mean turning
Nah,
heel.
Rock
heel.
was a whole villain. He
Yeah.
was a whole
Yeah, Rock
villain.
was a
You know,
is a
Mojo,
heel at the time, right?
whatever that.
Well, because he
Yeah.
doing the whole bloodline thing. And you know, they got the bloodline 2.0 with the other relatives and the shit now. And they still keeping the story going between him and Roman Reigns. So when he did that, it was for Roman Reigns.
Bet. The funny thing is, this documentary, before like we done did all this shit and we ain't even talked about no allegations and shit like that. The funny thing is, this documentary, like, even though it's probably gonna be, cause Netflix got like some type of fetish for like either comedy or like crime type shit. And like they probably like the way how they painted like the whole like picture, the thumbnail and everything, they probably finna have this shit like next to the Mendez brothers and shit like that. But it's bona fide, dog. It's undeniable, dog. Like I think if the allegations stuff didn't come out, this would have been like a WWE legacy, like a legacy type movie. Like it really is a legacy of Vince McMahon, even though the end is a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It ended on like a goddamn type.
The
On the
ending
cool, I
got
don't
me,
think they
bro.
would have never made it.
The ending got
this-
me, man.
You said
That
it.
shit
They would have
like-
never made this shit.
If what?
the whole like first 5 episodes was like cool. I'm like, it's like I'm reliving a childhood or something. All nostalgia. until
Nostalgia.
the last 30 minutes of the documentary, you just get hit with everything he done got accused
Like,
with.
God damn.
I was like, damn, dog. This is not a good feeling, dog. Shit. I was like, man, I knew he was a little sick in the head, but damn, dude.
Dog, it was
a
like,
little, a little.
A lot of sick in the head, probably.
what's like some of the sickest things that y'all was like, fuck, can't let that shit slide. I would say,
Oh,
I guess I'll start off when
you mean like in real life?
like
Like the real life shit, or just the TV stuff?
dog, I'm gonna say period. Like I'll say like, cause like some of them like tiptoe in between. Like you crazy for even thinking. Like when Stephanie said he wanted a storyline where he possibly got me pregnant.
Oh yeah, that right there.
And
I
That's
remember
it.
hearing that. Yeah.
That
I
was
was
it right there.
I was like,
No, nah, you crazy.
I was like,
dude.
But that's beyond.
uh,
Like,
Why would you?
that's
hate
I'm
me?
beyond.
sure he wanted to do that shit in real life.
Oh my
Let's keep
God.
it honest.
You sick in the head. But think
I
No,
don't want to
G,
put that on that
no,
man like that.
no.
I do not. I
I'm
don't want to put I
all
don't
the stuff
wanna put-
that's been going on. Yes.
I can't put it on. I can't put that on that man like
So
that.
you
But
haven't played bully? All these rich folks try to keep it in the family. You know what that is. Come on, you know,
horrible.
you know the scope.
Look, man.
That's
You know the
man.
scope.
Oh my god.
You know the scope.
Nah.
That's horrible.
it's like,
I'm so glad they got rid of that one. Or they trashed that story. That is not good.
like
That's the top of the top.
it's like peak
Yeah, that's like the worst.
peak
I'm
craziness.
glad they did not go with that one. That is
I
horrible.
mean, you knew he had some type of fucked up mindset when he was able to do all that shit in front of his wife. And
You
it
ta-
made her, not made her.
Are you talking about
but
like whenever he was like with any of the divas and shit like that?
Yeah, like that was like a fetish
Oh
for
man,
that nigga.
dog,
Just-
I think it was dog, cause like like I said, we don't know what the hell going on, but I know for a fact when you kissing live on TV, caressing, doing
Oh,
like
yeah.
all
He like that shit.
Great tongue, dog.
Duh.
No.
Bro, he didn't try to fake the kiss. He went in for a real one.
lickety,
Like-
lickety, lickety.
Make it look real.
You got certain like whenever certain like who was that Sable that went through all that crazy shit? Where
Sable, definitely Sable. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was her.
She left. She dipped. It's like,
Sued that nigga for so much goddamn me money.
start getting crazy, man.
That's too much. Like, part of this.
She sued him and then she came back, right?
Yeah, for a little while.
Came
Yeah.
back
For a
for a
little
second, but
Left again.
the storyline was like so like the storyline was like so toxic towards her dog that it was just like it was I don't know when you just taking advantage like oh they need me I could do whatever I want like some shit like that. That's the vibes that I was getting from it. I was like fuck.
Uh-huh.
And then like shit another one was after like the tragedy with Owen Hart, the show must go on.
See, I'm gonna make a
That's
comment.
just
I'm
as
gonna make a
bad.
comment
That's
on
probably
that
the
one.
bad, worst
That
one.
one is sketchy. That's sketchy.
That's a hard one in a sense because of how they explained it, and I understand why he decided to keep going with it. But still, I would have been like, if some of the wrestlers didn't want to wrestle due to this, I would have been like, I'm fine with that. But to just keep it going, just to keep it going, like it's a mixture one for me because I
You
understand.
heard what he said. The people came for a show.
He was.
Yeah, and he was like, they didn't see it, and that's
Uh-huh.
understandable. But when the lights came on, they did see him in the ring.
Blood in the fucking ring.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like I understand
Fucking
in a sense of being a businessman. I understand, but at the same time, you should have made it like an open where it's like, hey, is everybody okay? Do you still want to perform tonight? If not, we'll make a sudden change.
I think
But don't just say keep the show going. Like that was real distasteful.
I think
That's him.
I think if you think and you got to divide your choice into the business choice or the human choice, I already know what Vince gonna choose.
I mean, he like you said, he
The
said
The
it.
business,
Even if
the business.
They
he
did
said
say
it, even
that
if
he
it's
would.
if himself, he was gonna say keep the show going.
He did say that.
No, it's like
So
remember, I don't know if y'all remember, but toward the end, when that shit was supposed to be a happy ending, I think it would have ended with him doing that wobbly ass old man stunner, like the last stunner, where like
Yeah,
Stone Cold kicked him in the stomach and he was like, oh, and then like he had to lean in a little bit to get the stunner, even though it was like lanky as hell.
bro, his stunner aftermath is always horrible. That
That's
nigga
what
no
you-
springboard move or nothing.
Hey,
that
hey, that's when
nigga's
you
turned into
know.
a fucking beanbag.
That's when you know he is like willing to do anything, including put his cell phone on the line, because he don't look like he should be taking
At all.
any type of like neck impacts.
At all.
Nope.
Like we talking like, hey, we talking what, 80 some years old?
She.
Today,
Close.
Oh, I'm talking about when he got stunned. I don't even know how long ago that was. I don't know.
I think
he had to be at least.
high 70s.
Damn, I don't know.
Too damn old.
Yeah, either way,
I say at the time of the stunner, he was probably a good 60 something.
God.
She looked like he
Nah,
was 80.
I think he was older than 60, dog.
like the latest one he done took.
Yeah, like
Oh, the
one
latest
the
one?
one that's at the
Latest one,
end,
that's
like
like high. That's high 70s, man. Gotta It's gotta
Oh
be.
my god, nigga, you don't get up from
Damn.
The way,
I'm sorry.
the way that was.
Oh, I remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
like, you
nah,
know-
man, you can't do that no
Cause you know
more.
his muscles and shit done melted away now.
yeah.
That one.
You can tell. You can tell.
Kicked this man in the stomach. He fell backwards.
Disgusting.
Couldn't catch his feet. Stone Cold had to grab him,
Yeah, he had to
pull
hold him
and
up.
then hold his head and drop him. I was like,
I
no,
remember that shit.
Yeah, come here.
this is terrible. You can't do that anymore. And Stone Cold was laughing the whole time.
He was fucking dying. He fucking dying. Like, let's finish this shit up real quick and get him out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Like, you
crazy.
can't do that no more. It's over. That's the last stunner you should take, man.
This shit crazy, dog.
Ever in life.
Ever.
See, the thing is, if I had to call him anything, dog, I think he's like a true like mad genius. Cause the genius part is we remember all this shit. This shit is iconic. This shit is like stapled to my heart pretty much. All them characters, all them eras and stuff, like them pay-per-view promos and shit like that. You find out that he is in the back with like a headset on, telling everybody, like orchestrating shit, telling them what to say on the commentator side like that, telling them what to scream, what to anticipate. You find out he doing all that shit hands on like that. Like, that's the genius part.
Man.
But like, of course, the mad part is all the preposterous
What
shit.
was we watching on TV?
Like,
Well, this is the thing though.
What was going on
Huh?
behind the scenes?
It's the thing though. He was heavily influenced by Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. If it wasn't for them two doing what they doing and what they originated, he would have never came up with the shit he has at that time. Cause like ECW was the shit.
yeah,
The
that's,
most
you know, that's
indie promotion, did reckless shit, everything,
That's part of-
nakedness, all that.
that's part of competition. Like, if you see your competition do something, shit, most of the time you ain't got no choice but to get down. Somebody, when Pizza Hut said, well, I don't even know who came up with the shit first, but when one pizza place said, hey, we got wings, somebody else is like, let's get the motherfucking wings. Shit.
Hey, we got pasta.
Shit.
Shit, we got to bring pasta in too.
And like even Eric Bischoff admitted he got too comfortable. He was like,
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
I got it.
Nigga, you was on top for so
He was
long.
on
I
top
mean,
for
what
like-
do you?
What the hell they say?
A
80?
year? Yeah, 83 weeks.
Stuff like that.
He
Huh.
started saying
83 weeks.
all they was doing, he just like, it started looking like pretty much they were just like, yeah, we was just doing shit just to shock the crowd, and we thought we could settle for that. And then you start finding out that WWE got storylines of Vince stepping into limousines and blowing the fuck up and shit. What the fuck? Like, he started,
Well, remember, like they said, the biggest attraction they had to trying to get that shit flipped over was Mike Tyson.
Like it,
Because Stone
Like, no
Cold
start.
was the face at the time.
Stone Cold had carried that anti-hero role.
Yeah,
Like,
and that was the biggest
definitely.
thing that was using carry that company for a good minute to finally overshadow WCW.
and then it just kept on rolling, like with the stars, like
Hell yeah.
people like the WWE, the WWF. I'm gonna call it that era. They probably can't call it because of license and shit, but I'm a fan. Fuck it.
Hell yeah.
The WWF era was so crazy that if you got hurt, you knew that you was finna be like these rappers when they get out of jail when you come back. Like when Triple H got hurt and then he came back as the game. Time to play the game. Like, oh my God. That was like
Bro,
coming out there with
like
the
they say,
huh?
no, I was gonna say, like they say, them pops, hey, them pops matter, bro.
Duh.
Regardless who you are, you get a pop, oh yeah.
It was like
Win.
it was so
Win. Got
fucking
it.
crazy, dog. Like when you come back from some shit. Anytime the Undertaker came back, like when he came as the American Badass, I remember Shane trying to hit him in the back with a steel chair. He ate that mug and turned around.
Bitch, did you just hit me?
Dog, it was fucking.
Has he ever talked about that on the podcast? Is why he changed his shit so much, like back and forth from the dead man to the badass to the dead man to the badass.
The American Badass was part of. It was part of like because when 9/11 happened, a lot of patriotism was in the air. And like,
I
that's why he
remember that.
called the American Badass. When you see him riding down with a fucking flag on the bike and shit like that, or like when you see Hulk Hogan with the red, white, and blue,
I'm about to say, isn't that when they
ribbons
brought
around
back
his
Mr.
neck.
America?
like that shit, like
That's like a couple years after.
especially like this is like the time of like this is like Kurt Angle, like being like one of the central characters, like whether he like a face or a heel. Like
was
driving
on
milk
top.
trucks and shit down. Like, come on, dog. This is like,
And this is before we found out the nigga was actually bald.
I mean, he had hair at first, but then when he was wearing that motherfucking head, when he was wearing that motherfucking
Wrestling headgear, man.
yeah, when he was wearing that headgear, that's when he was like, oh shit, this shit is
Fuck it, man, just let it rock. I'll just
this
be
shit is
bald.
this shit is hilarious. But yeah, like when you start seeing shit like that, that's when you got to realize part of the marketing was patriotism at the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say that's what leans into it. Like if you start looking at damn near like any era, like if you look at like what Sergeant Slaughter was the 80s.
Mhm.
Like when you start looking at him, that's like the Gulf
Yeah.
War and shit like that. Like when you start, I don't know, you just start seeing people that's embraced during different times. Like people like Steve Blackman or Rob Van Dam is inspired by John Claude Van Damme. You sit up there
Yeah.
doing the splits during interviews and shit. Like
Doing splits, spinning back kicks, all that shit.
fucking crazy, dog. Like
That nigga Rob Van Dam is fucking
RVD.
ECW.
When
Yeah.
I tell
Shit,
you,
I had his
was
action
so-
figure as a kid.
Yo, nigga was so upset when I found out they was not related.
Me too.
I'm like, nah, y'all even kind of look alike. How
Shout
y'all
out-
not related?
Shout out to my step pops. He was like, yeah, they cousins.
Shit, might as well be.
Wow.
Think he confirmed it a long time. He's like, no, we not related.
Fucking crazy,
I was
dog.
like, what?
Fucking
Y'all
crazy.
low key kind of look alike. Oh well.
I guess we could get ready to wrap this up, dog. I guess I'll wrap it up with if y'all could ask Vince. Oh, you got something you want to spill out? K-Cut?
Nah, well, I was going to ask y'all two questions whenever you got done. So you go right ahead.
I was just gonna say if y'all could ask Vince McMahon anything, one question, what would y'all ask him?
Shit, dog.
Too fast? Too
I don't
fast?
know, bro.
Too fast?
Oh,
I gotta
man.
really think on that one.
Too
I gotta
fast?
really think on that.
Gotta let it cook. Gotta let it cook.
I'd ask him one thing.
I don't know, that's the crazy.
What you finna ask, G?
Sound like somebody's teacher in school. Hush up. You know what I'm about to ask this one.
I don't know nothing.
I'm gonna look at him dead in his eyes and ask him, "Hey man, how them lips on Trish Stratus feel, man.
God damn it, man! I knew you was for that. Something like that.
Elite mint. Elite.
Man, Trish knows she bad, man. She knows she's still bad.
No, I can't lie. She look. I'll say this.
Hey, can't call it.
She Bro, I never had a problem with the others. No disrespect.
You know how racist that shit is.
How's that racist? How's that racist? How's that racist?
If anybody say that if anybody say that about like you, the others,
it's already been said. Look, I ain't never had a problem with white girls. I just never want to date.
It's hilarious.
Like I say, Trish Stratus, she fine.
You took the R out.
I give it to her.
Wow. He took the R out.
Trish Stratus,
she fine.
Trish Stratus.
Yes.
Stratus.
I'm not calling her Stratus. She's a status symbol.
Oh man,
she's fine. Wow. She's recognizable.
Oh man,
hey,
you know who she is. If you don't know who Stacy Keibler is, you don't know who Trish Stratus is.
I know. I was finna say, man, Trish Stratus. If you ever hear this, dog, we don't agree with this man's view, dog. All right. We know you still bad.
I just said she was fine.
No, that shit he called afterwards.
He called you an other. You're not an other to me, Trish.
What they call that? A backhanded compliment?
You're not an other to me, Trish. You a queen, Trish. You are a queen.
Hey, look.
God. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna ask y'all 2 questions, and if y'all got some, cool. If you don't, it's all right.
Hold on,
Your most memorable moment.
I'm gonna say, cause you skipped.
What I skipped?
If I had to ask Vince one question,
I can't think of one right now.
I would just ask him. I would ask him what his favorite movie is.
Oh my God.
It's probably gonna be like some old like Western movie. I got this.
I bet it's gonna be a war movie.
That's me like right now.
Saving a Private Ryan. That's his favorite.
I gotta be like, man, I gotta see like what type of shit get you hyped, dog. Like what shit had you like, oh, I got like some shit.
Saving Private Ryan.
That shit gonna be black and white. But yeah, what you about to ask, K-Cut?
No, I was gonna say if you got a memorable moment in wrestling at any time, what is your best moment that you remember? And your top 3 favorite wrestlers, if you have any.
Oh shit.
Most memorable moment, as in like matches.
Matches.
Are you talking about like period?
Cuts, anything.
Anything.
Yeah, just period. Anything that ever happened.
No, my favorite. I got this shit. That shit just popped right up in my head. One of my favorite moments was that's The Rock and Kane and fuck, who was that backstage with them? When was that Hulk Hogan? The Rock, Kane, and Hulk Hogan? Cause Kane was doing a bunch of Hulk Hogan fucking motions and shit like that.
Oh yeah, that was Hogan. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It did like
it was a backstage promo, man.
Yeah, when he was sit up there like when Hulkamaniacs and the Canaanites.
Canaanites.
Yeah, because Kane was on the mic talking that shit. And this is like me. I grew up when they used to be like Kane was some dude that got burnt up and couldn't talk no more. But then he was on there having fun. He used to be backstage like walking. But then when he hopped on that mic and he started talking shit and like he was fanning out. This is like them like. Oh no, man! The fourth wall just started cracking. It was like when he started talking that shit, and The Rock and Hulk Hogan was like, "What the fuck? You're supposed to be some type of monster or something." He's like a fucking fan right now. That's like one of my favorite moments. It was goofy as hell, dog. It's like one of my favorite moments ever. And then wrestlers, The Rock, Stone Cold. And D'Lo Brown. No, I was just playing. Shout out to D'Lo.
I say fucking D'Lo Brown. God
shout out to
damn.
D'Lo Brown,
but
nah, man. I'm gonna go with fucking Crash Holly, dog.
Digga, was you finna say Chris Benoit?
Finna say you was.
Nah.
Say one of them Chris's.
I got hit with a crippler crossface in real life. That shit hurt like hell, but Shout out to the wrestler that was Chris Benoit.
I can't do it, man. I can't. Never mind.
Tragedy at the end, but the wrestling was that shit was explosive. Even though it was dangerous as hell. Probably shouldn't have been doing all that, but goddamn.
Dangerous as fuck.
One of them ones.
Wow.
One of them ones.
I guess I go next. One of my most memorable moments that I thought was kind of like crazy is when that nigga Kurt Angle got chokeslammed by Big Show off that damn ledge, and I thought that nigga died.
Oh, he tore that leg off to the side. That little leg.
Yeah, I thought that nigga was done, bro. I thought that nigga was done. Bro, you seen blood at the back of his head just leaking. Not leaking like see it, but you can see it. And that nigga leg was cocked to the side.
It was funny because when it happened, my step pops just said, "Look at that little leg, look at that leg over there." Like, you know, anytime people fall off, so they got that one leg, that crack outward.
Yeah, that's how they add to it, man. They gotta add
to it. Yeah, man. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one right there. Then my top 3, I gotta get my boy Jeff Hardy.
Shout out to Jeff Hardy.
Sandman. And my nigga Tajiri. Sandman. I'm just naming wrestlers. All wrestlers. Sandman, Jeff Hardy, Tajiri.
Shout out to Tajiri spitting that shit out.
Fucking love Tajiri.
He used to kick the shit out of people's heads.
Yeah. That's my nigga. That nigga probably was only like 5'4". He caused a lot of that.
That kick. That wind
that
up.
Fucking green miss.
Hey, that wind up with the kick.
Man, he used to charge that motherfucker.
He used to hold down triangle. Dragon Ball Z.
That shit was like a damn one of them Tekken power moves, dog. That motherfucker used to do some damage.
Shit was crazy.
Right to the side.
I think that nigga used to really kick them niggas though. He smacked his leg, but you felt some impact too. Am I pausing? Am I pausing?
Nah. I was just thinking. Sweet Chin Music used to have the hell of that little impact noise too. What'd you do? Slap your thigh when you do it or something? I don't know.
Hell yeah.
When he did it. Sometimes you couldn't even tell.
Nah, I used to be like, damn, he just snapped a motherfucking cheekbone out or something.
Well, that kick was vicious.
Kicking people backstage.
And clothesline from hell. Clothesline from hell. Well,
shout out to Bradshaw. Shout out to Bradshaw.
Clothesline from hell is fucking vicious.
Yeah. All right. Who next?
JBL.
Oh, mine? Ooh, one of my favorite moments. Let's say, you remember that invasion storyline when he bought out WCW?
Hard.
And it turned out Shane actually, like the story had Shane buying WCW.
On the Titantron?
Yeah, and then they merged with ECW. Then, the storyline goes on. Vince trying to form this team to like take them out, but he couldn't get Stone Cold to do it because Stone Cold, something was going on with him. It's like he wasn't the old Stone Cold or something like that. He was all like being all nice and shit to Vince.
He was like goofy.
He was like yeah, all goofy and shit.
Singing songs and shit.
Vince was like, man, I need the old Stone Cold. I don't need this motherfucker we got now. And Stone Cold kind of took it to heart and like disappeared for a while. So then I don't know how long it went on, but at one point, all of like WCW and ECW, that whole merger was fighting all the WWF wrestlers in the ring.
Oh,
bro, when that shit happens, that was
Stone
the best
Cold
ending.
came out. Oh man,
it fought everybody.
Austin, dog. Stone Cold is like in a bar somewhere playing pool. It's like, for the storyline and shit. He had him in the bar playing pool and shit. And all of a sudden, he's watching this shit on TV. He breaks the pool stick and runs out the damn pool hall. And you see this man driving up to the stadium, gets out his big ass pickup truck that he drives, and is whooping everybody ass on the way to the ring.
Fucking crazy.
I remember that.
And you hear the chants getting louder and louder. And Next thing you know, you hear that. This nigga come walking out,
You lose your mind.
talking, cursing.
He was talking mad shit
when the head
to the ring.
Head be bobbing, the head bob motion.
Head
You don't
like
know what the
D-Lo.
fuck he's saying. You can see it.
Like, they look like the old Stone Cold. They got JR, Jim Ross, King doing commentary, all that shit.
What?
You know how JR used to sound when Stone Cold. That was his boy.
Going crazy.
This one gets in the ring and whoops everybody's ass. Everybody caught a stunner.
I think he did like 10 stunners in one sitting. Ass just hurting.
Like 30 seconds, dog.
Pause.
Pause moment.
Pause
That
patrol.
right there, man. That shit was crazy.
Hard.
I think you watch it on YouTube. I think you can see the camera shake. That's how crazy it was.
Dog, from the decibels in that motherfucker, dog. That's what. Oh man,
it's insane seeing that on TV.
Dog, it's because like when you see Stone Cold fighting everybody, it's like he'll knock somebody down and the whole ring would wave. Like it'd be like, oh, like all you see is his shiny bald head moving back and forth, like, cause like when you do it, that shit, he like throwing punches left, right, up, down, all that shit.
It looked like, with the way he swing, it looked like he hitting them for real.
He was just, it's like them wild country, them wild burly boy swings.
Redneck swings.
It did, especially like his stomping technique.
Stomping the mud hole.
Flawless.
Selling the stomp, I don't know. Had they did that on any of them top 10 countdowns on YouTube? Have they did any of that shit? The stomps? Whoever selling they stomp, like Rock used to have that shaky leg stomp. Triple H got this shit where he bounced like this shit crazy, man. This should be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. You got your top wrestlers though? You got your top wrestlers?
Top wrestlers. Let's go with Rock. You got Rock, Austin. And the third is HBK. Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. The showstopper.
Am I peeking?
Yeah.
Almost.
I tried.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels, man.
Shout out to the Cross-Eyed King.
I don't know, man. He saved Vince, man. He saved him back then, boy.
Oh man, clutched it out.
Hogan left. He was the one who stepped up.
Shout out to the best. G, you got it? You got anything over there, G, to close it out? Like favorite moments.
Talk about my favorite moments with an S at the end.
Hey,
you know, it's nothing but a compilation of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson selling the shit out of that stunner.
and the backflips and shit.
Selling the shit out of the stunner. God. Moving like a damn magic carp.
That shit was crazy.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, the handstand.
It's a story behind that, dog. He told him, he was like, hey, I need you to sell the stunner, dog. I don't think anyone knows how to sell it right. And he was just like, watch this shit. And he started doing that.
Yeah.
Started going overboard with it.
Hey.
A couple of moments, Stone Cold laughing while he doing it too, because he know he's selling it. He know he's selling it.
He can't even hold it in. He can't even hold that shit in. Wasn't it one where he did it twice to him because he stunned him and then he bounced up and stood up and then he stunned him again?
Yeah.
No.
That's how you sell a motherfucker stunner.
Hey, the funniest one was when he stunned him and he had a beer in his hand and he was spitting the beer out while he was standing there.
Hell yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
God.
Shit was so dramatic.
God.
This shit was crazy, dog. The beer spitting, dog. If I was in the crowd, dog, I would just faint. I'd be like, oh, God.
Fucking lost it, yo.
Fucking crazy, dog.
Mom, get the camera. Get the camera. And top, y'all about to make me say rappers. Top 3 wrestlers. When I started drawing for the first time as a kid, my first character that I drew was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in that vest.
Iconic.
With that
bull.
That bull skull right there.
Yeah.
It looked like a bull skull. It was
With
probably
the
just
attitude,
the bull's
with
head.
the attitude face.
Yeah, with the shades on black.
Hard.
So
Brahma
Rock
Bull.
1. Y'all have already said number 2. Stone Cold 2. Iconic. 3rd, we got to throw the greatest femme fatale that I know of. That is Trish Stratus.
Twist.
Trish Stratus.
She's a legend. She a legend.
Elite Milk.
Hall of Fame.
That's my 3. Yes.
Niggas are out of control.
Hard, dog. Hard.
Can I end it off with a quote, please?
Of course.
Go ahead, Mike.
I ain't gotta say this person's name. I'm gonna just say the quote. And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold says so. That's it.
Hard.
That's my quote.
Hard.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your
ass.
The bottom line, man. Come on, man. You gotta say what you mean and mean what you say, man. Come on, man.
I'm gonna stop a mud hole in you and walk your track. Yeah.
He taught me, man. Learned so much from them dudes, man.
What? Yeah.
The bottom line, cause Stone Cold, you just gotta drop the mic after that.
Yeah.
Drop the mic and walk out. Yeah, man. That's the conclusion to our side quest. How y'all feel about that? Y'all like, man, I'll talk about that shit off mic, man. Come on, man. Shout out to everybody for tuning in, man. If y'all had any special moments throughout that documentary, feel free to leave them in the comments or wherever you listening to this at. That is the Shut My Door podcast, where we stay geeked up on something, and we got geeked up on that, where apparently a bunch of people that was passionate about what they was doing was geeked up on wrestling at the time. Whether it was I don't know, whichever company you was with, if you was passionate about it, you was geeked up about it. You learned the ins and outs. You learned through the ups and downs. You learned how to transition. You learned how to pivot. But yeah, let's do Reg Rico, K-Con, G Knight, and Dobie. And we're going to catch y'all later. We're going to be back to games pretty soon. Shout out to everybody for staying tuned in. Shout out to everybody who tuned in to that. Masquerade Bloodlines. Yeah, shout out to everybody that watched that video, man. I was surprised that the fans was out there like that.
You posted a video?
You gotta go check it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you in it, dog. We run it. It's the Vic that we got on there, but yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Y'all stay geeked up on something.